हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू दी चैनल एंजॉय लर्निंग साइंस। सो हमारे लास्ट वीडियो में हमने हमारे चैप्टर को डिस्कस किया था, उसकी पूरी एक्सप्लेनेशन की थी और आज हम उसकी बैक एक्सरसाइज डिस्कस करेंगे। और अगर आप हमारे चैनल पर नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिएगा। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। आवर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई डू वी नीड टू सेपरेट डिफरेंट कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ ए मिक्सचर? गिव 2 एग्जांपल्स। So our answer is different components of a mixture are separated to obtain pure substances, to remove unwanted or harmful components, or to isolate specific useful components for further use. For example, separating from husk from grains ensures cleaner grains for consumption. And second is removing tea leaves from brewed tea provides a more enjoyable drink. Okay, so our next question is question number 2. That is, what is winnowing? Where is it used? So now second question is, our second answer is, winnowing is a method used to separate lighter components from heavier components in a mixture, primarily by using wind or blowing air. In agriculture, it's commonly used to separate lighter husk particles from heavier grains like wheat or rice. This technique is crucial for cleaning harvested crops, removing unwanted materials, and improving grain quality. Okay, so our next question is question number 3. So our next question is, how will you separate husk or dirt particles from a given sample of pulses before cooking? Now, to separate husk or dirt from pulses, you can use sedimentation and decantation. Wash the pulses with water, stir to loosen the impurities, then the decant water, allowing the lighter husk and dirt to float away. ठीक है, and the heavier pulses grains get settled down at the bottom of the vessel. Okay, so our next fourth question is, what is sieving? Where is it used? So, sieving is a process that uses a sieve to separate particles of different sizes. It works by allowing large particles to pass through the sieve's openings while retaining large ones. This method is commonly used in flour mills to remove husks and stones from wheat, at construction sites to separate sand and pebbles, and in homes for various tasks like shifting flour or removing impurities from grains. ठीक है? So our next question is question number 5. It is, how will you separate sand and water from their mixture? So answer number 5 is, to separate sand and water from their mixture, you can use sedimentation and decantation or filtration. Sedimentation and decantation involve allowing the sand to settle at the bottom and then carefully pour off the water. Filtration uses a filter paper to separate the sand and water, with the sand being tapped on the paper and water passing through it. The water passing through it. Okay. Now sixth question. Our sixth question is, is it possible to separate sugar mixed in wheat flour? If yes, how will you do it? Yes, it is possible to separate sugar from wheat flour So, yes, it is possible to separate sugar from wheat flour by sieving, as the sugar particles are larger in size than the particles of wheat flour. So, the sugar particles will left in the sieve and the wheat flour gets separated out. Now, next question, question number 7. So, our question number 7 is, how would you obtain clear water from a sample of muddy water? So, to obtain clear water from the sample of muddy water, you can use sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Sedimentation and decantation involve allowing the sand to settle at the bottom and then carefully pouring off the water. filtration uses a filter paper to separate the sand and water, with the sand being trapped on the paper and the water passing through it. So our next question, question number 8. So our question number 8 is Phillips. So our first fill-up is method of separating seeds of paddy from its stacks is called. अब इस मेथड को हम क्या कहेंगे? दैट इज threshing. Okay. Next is when milk cooled after boiling is poured into a piece of cloth, the cream malai is left behind on it. This process of separating cream from milk is an example of. ठीक है, अब इस सेपरेशन को क्या एग्जाम्पल देंगे हम? दैट इज filtration. Okay, next is salt is obtained from sea water by the process of. अब हम salt कैसे obtain करते हैं sea water में से? that is evaporation. Okay, so our next fill-up is impurities settled at the bottom when muddy water was kept overnight in a bucket. The clear water was poured off from the top. The process of separation used in this example is. जब वो कहते हैं कि सैंड सेटल डाउन होकर हम उस वाटर को ऊपर से निकाल देते हैं, दैट इज decantation. Okay, so our next is question number 9. which is true false. our first is a mixture of milk and water can be separated by filtration. क्या filtration से milk और water को separate कर सकते हो? That is false, क्योंकि दोनों को आप कैसे separate करोगे, है ना? filtration से कैसे separate कर सकते हो? नहीं कर सकते. A mixture of powdered salt and sugar can be separated by the process of winnowing. कि पाउडर्ड सॉल्ट है और शुगर है, ठीक है, दोनों को आप विनोइंग के प्रोसेस से जो है वो सेपरेट कर सकते हो. दैट इज ऑल्सो फॉल्स. ठीक है. नाउ सेपरेशन ऑफ शुगर फ्रॉम टी कैन बी डन विद फिल्ट्रेशन. कहते हैं फिल्ट्रेशन से जो है वो टी में से आप शुगर फिल्टर कर सकते हो. नहीं कर सकते. आप इवेपोरेशन से कर सकते हो. ठीक है. तो ग्रेन एंड हस्क कैन बी सेपरेटेड विद द प्रोसेस ऑफ डीकेंटेशन. कहते हैं आप डीकेंटेशन से ग्रेन्स और हस्क को सेपरेट कर सकते हो. ठीक है. सो आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 10. अब क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 में ये क्या कह रहे हैं? The lemonade is prepared by mixing lemon juice and sugar in water. You wish to add ice to cool it. Should you add ice to the lemonade before or after dissolving sugar? In which case it would be possible to dissolve more sugar. अब कहते हैं कि आपने लेमनेड बनाना है, ठीक है. लेमन और शुगर को वाटर में मिक्स करना है और आप चाहते हो कि उसको ठंडा करने के लिए आप उसमें आइस भी मिक्स करो. ठीक है. अब आप आइस किस मोमेंट पे मिक्स करोगे? शुगर को मिक्स करने से पहले या बाद में? और किस मोमेंट पे शुगर जो है वो ज़्यादा मिक्स होगी? ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. While preparing lemonade, the ice while preparing lemonade, the ice is added after mixing sugar in water. It is because if we add ice first, it falls the ठीक है. So while preparing lemonade, the ice is added after mixing the sugar and water. It is because if we add ice first, it falls the temperature of water and makes difficult to dissolve more sugar. ठीक है. But if we add more sugar to the water before adding ice, we will able to dissolve it, as sugar require more temperature to dissolve in water. Okay, so our questions are completed, our back exercise is completed. आई होप कि आपको सारे क्वेश्चंस बहुत अच्छे से समझ आए होंगे और उनके आंसर्स भी बहुत अच्छे से समझ आए होंगे. सो अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो इसे लाइक करें, शेयर करें. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो के साथ. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो.